Hello again. Well, today I've come out into the garden to see whether I can find any flowers that I can press. What's flower pressing? Well, flower pressing is something that people used to do a long time ago and you don't really hear about it anymore, but it's a really lovely activity that you can do just from going out in your garden. So, if you come out into your garden, what I want you to do is have a little look around for some flowers. I'm going to go and have a look in my garden now and see what I can find. Come on, let's go. One of the most common flowers you might find in your garden is a daisy. That's right. These tiny flowers are called daisies. And you've probably seen these on our field at school. Now, daisies have the white petals all around the outside and a bright yellow middle. And I'm pretty sure you'll be able to find some of these in your own garden, or if you don't have a garden, maybe on a walk outside. You might be doing lots of walking with your grown-ups at the moment, just maybe down the road or just outside your house, just to get a bit of fresh air and some exercise. And this is where I'm going to find my flowers to put in my press. So I've already found a daisy from the garden, but I'm going to go and see what else I can find on my travels. I'm going to go on a hunt for some flowers that I know come up in spring. And these flowers are yellow. Have you guessed what it is yet? Not a sunflower. No. They have a yellow centre and yellow petals, and they begin with the letter D, a duh. That's right, it's a daffodil. And it just so happens that on my walk, I've managed to find some. Look at these bright daffodils. Can you see them? Now, I don't want to pick one of these because they are wild. But I think if I have a good look around, there might be one that might have fallen on the floor or is already starting to die a little bit, and then I might be able to take one of those to press in my book. I did manage to find a daffodil, and I'm going to take this one to put in our pressing, well, I did manage to find a daffodil, and this one had broken off, so I'm going to take this one and show you how to press it. Look at the beautiful sunshiny colours that it's got, bright yellow, and can you see this end piece here looks a little bit like a trumpet. Can you have a look? And then inside you might even be able to see where the bees go inside to collect their pollen. Aren't they beautiful? Now, another common flower you might find near or around your house is the dandelion. It's a bright yellow flower and it's got lots of jagged leaves if you find one with leaves near it too. I found one just down here and you can see it's very bright, and these plants aren't that different to us. Now, I don't know if you know, but the dandelion actually opens in the morning to greet the sunshine and the day, and then closes at night time, ready to go back to sleep. The name dandelion actually comes from France, from the words dent de lion, and this is referring back to its jagged leaves, and it's the lion's tooth. That's what it actually means. Did you know that a dandelion's seeds can fly 5 miles from their original flower? That's a long way. So there's another flower, the dandelion. I'm going to add that one to my bag, and I'm going to show you the flowers when we press them later on. I'm also going to collect some leaves for our flower pressing today, and I've come across this beautiful tree that's got lots of climbing ivy. Now, ivy is an evergreen plant, and an evergreen plant means that it will never lose its leaves. It's not like where some of the trees in autumn go all brown and they lose their leaves. Ivy is an evergreen plant, and lots of people actually have it inside their houses as a house plant, but that also decides it's going to grow all the way up tree trunks, just like this one. So I'm going to take a couple of leaves off of this tree to press with our flowers. Beautiful heart shapes. Look how green they are. Out on my walk today, I've been lucky enough to find some primroses. Now, primroses come in lots of different colours, and you'll see if you take a look down here, these ones have beautiful kind of pinky purpley bits around the outside and a bright yellow centre, but they also come in pinks, blues and lots of different colours. Did you know there's actually between 500 and 600 different types of primrose, and these are going to be one of the flowers that I'm showing you how to press later on. Just down here, come and take a look. These tiny blue flowers just down here that you can see are called forget-me-nots. These tiny flowers might be small, but they are definitely very beautiful. With their bright blue petals, you can see a tiny speck of yellow in the middle, which create a real star effect. Just take a look in there, and you can see how small they are. These are a really lovely wildflower, and they tend to spread very, very quickly. These tend to come up between March and September. Wow, come and have a look at what I found down here. This is the first sign of spring. Now, these are called hyacinths. And these mainly come in bright purple and bright pinks or deep blue colours, and they can reach a height of about 6 to 12 inches. They are very, very popular, and this would be a lovely wild flower, but because they look so beautiful, I'm not actually going to take one of these to press, but I did just want to show you them out in the wild. These tiny flowers down here are called grape hyacinths. So you can see they're very, very small, and the reason they're called grape hyacinths is because their tiny petals are almost like bulb shapes. They look like actual grapes. You can see them just there, and these tend to come in purple or sort of dark blue colours, the same as big hyacinths, but these are very, very little, and they'll come in a small clump like this, and you can see they produce these lovely long green leaves as well. So I am going to take just a couple of these to pop in our bag and get ready to press them. Now, I've got a few nice petals and flowers and some nice ivy leaves in our bag, but there's just one more that I want to add for our pressing picture, and that is just a couple of these. And these are the same as the yellow primroses, except these ones have this beautiful red kind of pinky colour around the outside, and I think that's really going to make our picture look extra special. So I'm going to take a couple of these to make that extra special picture. Yep. So once you've collected all of your plants and some of those petals and flowers, now it's time to make your press. So you'll need a couple of bits of paper. I put one piece of paper here, and I'm going to just empty out my flowers and my leaves onto my paper. So make sure you've got all of those lovely flowers, and you can spread them out on your paper. So if you come and have a good look at those, spread them all out, lay them down flat, that's it, and give them a little bit of space. You want to try and give them as much space as you can. And then what you're going to do is you're going to pick up your other piece of paper and pop it over the top. Now it's going to squash your flowers, and the whole idea is that they squash down ready to make our picture. Now, you're going to need something very heavy. Now today I'm going to be using a heavy slab to pop on top of my paper, but if you don't have one of these, you might want to use some big books, and I'm pretty sure if you ask your grown-ups for something flat and heavy, they'll be able to help you find something. So once you've popped your petals inside your paper, make sure you ask a grown-up to help you, but I'm going to pop my slab on top of my petals. Nice, press it down, that's it. I'm going to leave it here overnight, and then tomorrow I'll come back and see our pressed flowers. We've left it overnight, so I've come back down the garden to see how our flowers have got on. Let's have a look. I'm just going to lift up, and hopefully if we have a look under here, we'll be able to see. Wow, look at these. And we have pressed our beautiful flowers. So you can see now they're really, really flat. And what we're going to do now is we're going to take these back up to the house, and we can mount them on some card, and then you can make your very own Easter card. Well, I've brought my flowers back up the garden and into the house, and as you can see, they're actually looking really good. Do you remember when I first showed you them and they were like big 3D flowers? Well, now, if you take a closer look, they are really, really flat. It's like they've been completely squashed. Now, what we can do is once you've squashed your flowers, you have to be very, very careful because they are very, very delicate. Some of them might be a little bit stuck to the paper. So I'll just show you some on here. And if they are a little bit stuck, you might have to be very careful when you take them off. But what you can do then is you can find some paper. You might have some coloured paper in your house, or maybe some card. I haven't got any card, unfortunately, but I have got some coloured paper. So I folded it in half. And now I'm going to get ready to make a special spring card or a picture. Perhaps you want to make a calendar, or you just like to make a nice Easter picture maybe. So I've got my card here ready, and I'm going to pick a few of my flowers. Now I think I quite like, I have to carry it very, very carefully because it's very flat, but I think I'm going to stick on my daffodil. So I've got some glue. Now don't worry if you don't have any glue, because what you can use is some sellotape to stick it on. It doesn't really matter. At the moment, it's whatever you can get your hands on, I'm afraid. So I'm going to use a little bit of PVA glue, and I'm just going to pop that on my card. That's it, just spread it on down the middle there. So make sure you've got enough glue. It probably won't stick that well with Pritt Stick if that's what you're thinking of using. You'd be probably better off using some sellotape. But then you can pop your flower onto your card, and there you have it. Your finished spring card with your beautiful pressed flowers.